Hello, this is Craig from Bizbox.co.uk. In this video we are looking at February 2017 edition of White Dwarf magazine. So, the Gathering Storm continues with the fracture of BL10. We have a nice bit of artwork of one of the new miniatures on the front and on the back. And we see some of the new miniatures from this release, and there's also some other new releases in here which we're going to look at as well, so let's get straight to it. So as always, editors, notes and the White Dwarf team, and we have our contents. Let's move this down, there we go. So Planet Warhammer, it's all about the fracture of BL10. And then we have the new miniatures. So there's another triumvirate box. This time it's Eldar characters. So we have my pronunciation might be completely wrong here, so I'll give it a go. Now I don't know if the Y is silent in Unid. I guess it's pronounced Unid. So these are all Unid Eldar. We have the Incarn Avatar, which is this guy, the Emissary, and the Visage, who's the champion. And this guy, if you watched the Fall of Cadia book, or you've had the Fall of Cadia book, this guy popped up in the artwork, and now he has a model, and I'm sure we'll have some new fluff for him in the new book as well. Just a lamp slightly. There we go. It's a little bit better. Also, we have some new releases for Tzeentch, which includes Lord of Change or Fate Weaver, a new Changeling model, and we have some Blue Horrors and Brimstone Horrors, which are £20 for all that, which I think is not bad value at all. There's Age of Sigmar Zangors as well, which are just exactly the same as the other ones, just with one less sprue. And then the Enlightened Shaman, we've already seen before. The Stormcast Eternals are getting some War Scroll cards, and also some counters to go with them, £15. So that's 31 War Scrolls taken out of their new book. That'll be really handy. A little bit advertising the next Warhammer Quest box game, which I'm really looking forward to. You can see we've got a Dark Elf character there, and we've got some Nurgle guys as well. So it'll be interesting to see what the characters will be like here. Of course, I'll probably still fit the artwork. There's still acolytes about as well. So yeah, I'm really interested. I'm looking forward to that certainly. Gangs of Chimera. Yeah, it's pronounced. A box game. A new battle tone for the Stormcast Eternals. That's going to be £30. 168 pages, so that's going to be a mighty book. Looking forward to that. That comes out on the 4th. And then we have Stormcast Eternal Vanguard Hunters. And they got the pre-order on the 11th. £37.50, but you do get 10. Don't let these pictures fool you, you actually get all this. So. And then the Griffhounds are £15 for 6. And then you can open this up. I don't know, I can't get it all in shot, but this is mainly Tzeentch and Stormcast with some of the new stuff. And next, very interesting, we have the Deathworld Forest, and this is some Eldar terrain. I'll just fold this back in. Oh, I hate unfolding these things. And we'll have another look at this later on, because there's rules for this stuff in the White Dwarf. So Deathworld Forest, some Eldar ruins, some weird, strange trees and such. Really cool. So we actually have some Xenos terrain from DW. It's £80, but you get a lot. Probably enough to do a whole board, really. Or mostly. It's hard to really see from this picture how much there is, but there's quite a bit. We also have some new releases from Forge World. And the Macroid Explorator, which looks awesome. I'm a big fan of that. And we've got the Voltarax Stratos Automata, which looks a lot like a Nurgle Plague Drone, but still very cool. Then we have the Dwarfs for Blood Bowl. Really lovely miniatures, I wouldn't mind picking some up myself at some point. And I really like the colour scheme they've done them in as well. Also Dwarfs from the Skaven Pictures. A little bit on video game news, so a little bit about Dawn War 3. A Man of War game, Space Wolf, Blood Bowl 2. A little bit about Mordheim. And then we've got some Black Library new releases, including a Garrow book. And then for readers' letters. A little bit about Blood Bowl. So the Temple Distort looks back at a White Dwarf magazine from 1993. So this was essentially when Rogue Trader became Warhammer 40,000. So it's commonly known as 2nd edition. So yeah, really cool. Very bright. Not as grimdark as it is these days. But really cool seeing all the old stuff. The old artwork's really nice. Yeah, I really like this feature where they look back at the old White Dwarfs. It's very cool. So next we have some designer's notes about the Gathering Storm. Also a little bit about Eldrad. And a little feature on the swords as well, what they all carry. Very cool. Next up we have the Tale of Four Warlords, and this is the final part, which has been a really cool 6 months watching these armies grow, and now we've got the full armies, and they're all 4 armies are fantastic, really beautiful armies, so hats off to the guys involved. The Nurgle one, my favourite though. Blue Nurgle is very different, and it works. It works really well actually. And we have the Death Army. Again, there's another beautiful army. And then lastly, the Iron Jaws. Very cool, a big black and blue giant, and people who have seen my Iron Jaw army knows I'm a big fan of black with blue flames. Also some bone splitters added to the fray as well. And then there's a battle report with all the armies facing off against each other, and later on in the White Dwarf there is a mission which I think is the one they used, so that's quite cool. So I've got more stuff about Gathering Storm. And then we have this month's battle report. So it's Tzeentch versus Stormcast. And I think the Stormcast are using some of the new stuff as well. So that's really cool. Here's the Tzeentch army. Absolutely massive. Shame it doesn't actually give points in these. And then we've got Stormcast for some of the new stuff. So the Bird Riders, a lot of people call them Chocobo Riders. I certainly see a resemblance. I don't actually know what they are actually called. Find them on the list. Oh, it was. I'm sure we'll soon see. And we've got the Lord Aquila guy as well, who is awesome. Really nice model, and we are going to see more of them in the White Dwarf as well. Again, as always, really lovely battlefield. I'm a big fan of the White Dwarf battle reports, and of course I'm not going to spoil who wins, so we'll go through that. And there's a massive bit of Tzeentch and Sormcast stuff. So Illuminations is looking at the Imperium, and some really lovely artwork in this section. And of course we have to have some John Blanche in there as well. And if I can try and turn the page. So we have Mustering of War. It's all about planning and building armies, and this week we are looking, or this month, sorry, I'm looking at Iron Jaws. And then Paint Splatter is looking at how to paint some of the new Eldar models. Also got a little bit about painting Fate Weaver. Also Skyfires and Horrors. So loads and loads of painting tutorials in here, and even painting one of the new Stormcast guys and the Lord Aquilo. So really cool. Realms of Battle is looking at the crates from 40k. So all different ways of painting them up to match your army or battlefield, as well as some conversion ideas as well. And I might actually be using it as part of the base for that Doom Crawler. Also looking at the Sylvaneth Wildwood. Different options for them. Quite like the idea of the ruins on the base as well, actually. Different card trees and such. Yeah, certainly a set I want to pick up a lot more of. So Golden Demon is looking at Age of Sigmar miniatures. As always, they are just ridiculously beautiful. So we have some new rules for Silver Tower. And we have the Shaman, who is actually a character you can use, which is really interesting. And then we also have the Enlightened and the Skyfires. So very cool. A little bit more for Lost Patrol. So some more weapons for your scouts. And we have some rules for the new terrain. So we have Shard Rack Spines, which are these little things here. You get 4+ cover save if you're at least 25% obscured by them. And they do count as dangerous, and any wounds that you take from dangerous terrain tests are AP3. So yeah, dangerous terrain if you move within 3 inches of them. So could make games really interesting. If there's an objective somewhere in them, it could be quite deadly to get to. We have Eldritch Ruins. Again, 4+ cover save if you're at least 25% obscured. You get D3 additional walk charge dice if your sight goes within 3 inches of these, and there's also some additional rules if you use the Emperor Storm table and Fall of Cadia as well. But really nice, I really like these Eldar runes. I think they're very cool. We have Barbed Venom Gorse. Just some of these weird looking trees and such. Okay. So they're dangerous terrain, a few within 3 inches of them. Again, you get 25%. If you're 25% obscured, you get a 4+ cover save. However, units roll 1 less dice when making a difficult terrain test to determine how far they can move through these, so really slow moving through. At the start of each game turn, one of the weeds, so there's 2 grapple weeds, which I believe are these things. They move 2d6 towards the nearest visible non-vehicle unit, but stop within 1 inch away from them. Any non-vehicle units within 3 inches of them then suffer 2d6 strength 4, poison 4+ hits. So they'll be moving along the board, trying to attack things, so that's quite cool. And then when making a dangerous terrain test, we suffer a wound on a roll of a 1 or a 2. So next we have the Deathworld Forest, which is using the entire kit. Oh, as he just knocked something on the floor. This increases the cover save of all these pieces to 3+. We subtract an additional 1 from any dangerous terrain test taken by a model as a result of the Deathworld Forest piece. So yeah, they're quite deadly, but certainly will make games a lot more interesting. And then we have the Tale of 4 Warlords mission. This uses an 8x4 board. It's very cool if you want a 4-player big battle. Next up we have a tale of 1 painter, so this is all looking at the work of 1 guy, and in this issue it's Christopher Stahl, as they call him. So beautiful models, as always. He certainly features some beautiful paint jobs in here. And the Heavy Metal Masterclass is actually really cool. It's all about painting power swords and stuff. Using feathering and grazers, so really cool. Yeah, the result's just fantastic. Takes a lot of practice to pull that off, but really nice. And then a little bit on painting spirit stones as well. So very cool, very cool tutorial. Next up is probably one of my favourite segments, and that's Blend Jitsu. So we're looking at some more John Blanche inspired warbands. I'm really tempted to make up my own one eventually. Taking inspiration from some of these. Really cool, really love the Inquisitor model. Great use of bits on him. You can see they use some Stormcast Eternal bits and some other stuff. Just really, really cool. So yeah, and some more really awesome warbands. So very cool. Then we have a little segment on Warhammer World. And then we have the readers' models. And as always, they're all just beautiful. There are some very talented painters out there for sure. And this guy's got a whole page to himself, so still tower stuff. The bases are just done fantastically. Really well painted. Beautiful stuff. Always nice to look at people's painted miniatures, and that is fantastic. That really just pops out. So yeah, well done for everyone who has their miniatures in White Dwarf. They all look superb. And lastly, we just have In the Bunker, looking at some of the stuff from the White Dwarf team and what they've been getting up to. There are lots of Stormcast and some other models. We have a Dark Angels captain and an assassin. And lastly, just looking at a Vendetta. So next month, the Gathering Storm continues, so whether that will be book 3 or not, that remains to be seen. I assume so. But they're not giving much away, are they? So yeah, that was a new White Dwarf. The Eldar terrain was quite a surprise. Hadn't seen anything on the old rumour guides about that. Really cool. Only the first half of the Stormcast release is in here though, so the next one we'll see some of the other Stormcast stuff, so I'm really looking forward to them. So yeah, that was White Dwarf, February 2017. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can give it a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to our page if you wish, and I will see you all in the next video.